Hello, welcome. My name is Julie Davis, and I'm with the Watauga Arts Council, or also the King Street Art Collective. And I'm here today to introduce you guys to two of the featured artists that are showing in the show that is currently running in the space. This show is called For the Love of Art. And what we tried to do was not only feature working artist couples who both work in, different areas, but also focusing on art that speaks to what art and love means to each individual artist. So that show is currently running downtown at 585 King Street. So we invite you guys to come down, but we wanted to introduce Ann Thompson Nemcosky and also Gary Nemcosky, both Boone locals who are here participating in our show, and we really appreciate it. And so we want to just kind of talk to them a little bit, and so you guys could get to know them and go take the opportunity to go see their artwork downtown. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this, Julie.
Oh, no problem. It's my pleasure. Now, Gary, I met you a long time ago because you were my art history professor of other things. So
there's a lot right there, art history.
Yeah. That was a while ago. But I mean, I do have to say you're one of my favorite professors ever at ASU. So I really appreciated you. And I didn't meet Ann until many years later when we were introduced in a graphic design context later when my husband and I had our ad agency. So, I'm kind of gotten to know both of you guys a little bit outside of the normal conventional areas, but tell everybody a little bit about how you guys met and how your story started and stuff.
Okay, you want to go first?
Well, we were both in graduate school at East Carolina.
And
Gary was there a year before I was.
I'm older.
Okay. So, yeah. And so we met there and, started seeing each other. And about a year later, we got married when we were still in school.
Yeah. And as I remember, you guys ran off to the courthouse and got married, right? That's so sweet.
Everybody knew we were doing it too, so they waved to us from their porches on a Saturday morning.
I love that. That's so great. So what's it like having built a life with two artists in a household?
Well, I think the a question I get a lot of times, maybe not so much anymore, but people say, is that hard? Is there competition between you two and so on? And I think maybe just because we met in grad school, it was a camaraderie, where we first got to know one another and support one another. And that's really carried through, I think, the past going on 37 years. and so it's good to just, have someone around that understands so much about what's important to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that, and having common goals too.
Yeah.
We have shared goals throughout. So
can we afford shipping this one? Common goals.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, my husband's also an artist too. So do you ever find that you have these kind of moments when they take a tangent that you hadn't expected and maybe get a little bit inspired by the other one sometimes?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I think since art and painting has really been so much of our lives, it's a constant, daily thing to give input and seek input, especially when you feel blocked or whatever. And there's a real nice flow to it, in that sense. We've been at it a long time together. So, it's something that really works.
Yeah. Well, and I know that like you guys, the work styles are very, very different. The subject matters are different and stuff like that. So, I always find it interesting when people ask about like, well, do you feel competitive? And I never have in mind, but I would imagine that that's just kind of like a silly thing that people think about artist couples a lot of times.
I would think so. I mean, it's
I mean,
don't know.
I think I understand what they're asking when they ask questions like that, but it's
Mhm.
never really entered.
Yeah, I think people don't really understand the loving, supportive nature of how artists really kind of work off each other, and competitiveness is not really one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at all. And I think because our work is so dramatically different, I
Mhm.
guess it always has been,
Mhm.
no matter what I ended up doing. And it wasn't a conscious decision. It's like, I think, when you're at it a long time, you just pursue your own path, and we support one another.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, I understand that. So how are you feeling about your work right now? I mean, I know, and as I've been watching you on Instagram for a while, at Nemcosky Art, so check her out there. Um, uh, there's been a very, very kind of consistent through line in the way that the tone of the work and the way the color expression is and stuff like that. But every once in a while you just kind of flip it on your head and do something totally different. Is it feeling like you're on the precipice of another one of those right now, or
Perhaps I think I kind of go in cycles.
uh-huh.
I cycle through different themes, and
Mhm.
so and each time, I don't know how to explain it. Perhaps it goes a little bit further. When I
Mhm.
revisit something and then I take it a little bit further and then pull in things from previous work and build on that.
Yeah.
So to the viewer, sometimes it looks like I'm switching gears.
Yeah.
It's part of the process.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah. And Gary, I noticed that a lot of the work that you have featured in the show is generally kind of still life oriented. Is that where you are kind of right now?
Uh, that's where I am right now. I think with the COVID, it kind of gave me the inspiration to seek subject matter from around the house,
Mm-hmm.
from the table looking outside. And I've got this series going now, which is not represented in the show, but it's just old favorite photographs that I would derive imagery from.
Nice.
Because we're going through stuff, we're anticipating a move in a year
Yeah.
or so, and going through all of this stuff, it just seemed like a very natural thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of figurative work, the favorite photos,
Yeah.
family photos, and that type of thing.
So another very loving, intimate kind of subject matter there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know COVID has kind of derailed your plans, because I know that you guys were planning to leave the high country and relocate. And so that's kind of been postponed until all this epic drama is over with. But I'm glad that we were able to take the time to get to talk, and also kind of get you into a show before you guys leave the high country, because I think it was important that the community gets to see you two little precious nuggets before you leave. And so I'm glad that this was able to come together like this, and I'm so grateful that you guys agreed to participate.
Well, we appreciated being
Yeah,
asked.
it's been a lot of
Yeah.
fun. And that
Yeah.
downtown is incredible.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're really proud of the space. We keep working on it and refining it, and hope to keep it active and do some really fun dynamic stuff with it moving forward.
Fantastic.
Yeah, well, thank you guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope that the viewers here will come downtown, 585 King Street at the street level. We're right across from the Jones House. Come see the show running through mid-March called For the Love of Art. We are open Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and we hope that you come stop by and check out the art. And thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank
Julie.
you.
All right.